And when I was applying, I never really got any calls or anything for myself. There were initially a few jobs which were not according to what I really wanted to work. And you guys understood that and then changed. So I guess your process really worked out. And I started getting calls, and I almost had 5 interviews and I landed an offer. So no, yeah, it's a remote position, which I always wanted. Patience is the key. I mean, when I didn't progress in some of the interviews, I also was feeling down. I think keep practicing. The first interview when I didn't even clear the recruiter round, right? But the next interview, I knew exactly what to talk, how confident I was. So it's not only the skills, but how you communicate those skills. I had one question, and you might not have an answer for that, but let's say before even joining, they take away the offer. This is the worst case scenario, right? Before 26, they said, hey, we have some change in the plans. Now we are not going to hire this position or whatever. At that time, what happens? Am I still your client because I really didn't get the job, even though I had the offer?
How was the news?
Everything is good. Yeah, New Year was good. Got a good offer from Smile Doctors, so happy about that. I'm starting on January 26th.
Okay, and how is the new role for you? How do you find it? Is the compensation as per your expectations?
Definitely. I was expecting, but they came, so just fine, and they promised to, take care of me if things are working out better. The role, it's exactly what I do right now, so it's very similar to what I do at Pritchett. So it kind of aligned. I had 7 rounds of interview with different VPs and directors. A remote position, which I always wanted. So everything worked out in the end. They really liked me. And
I also had a discussion with Ritik when I took over a case from Karan, and he was telling me that you were looking for is what I was with the assumption that your expected base comp was that. We are close to that. So
Yep.
We're good with that. Since I was not there in the beginning, any of the pain points that maybe you were working together with, or anything that you were struggling in the beginning, what were those things? Because when I came in, things were pretty good.
And when I was applying, I never really got any calls or anything for myself. So definitely your team approach finding the job. There were initially a few jobs which were not according to what I really wanted to work, but that's given, and you guys understood that and then changed. So I guess your process really worked out. I started getting calls, and I almost had 5 interviews. But yeah, so your process definitely works. I'm really happy with that, and I landed an offer. So I can definitely say that I wouldn't have been in this position without you guys. So you guys did play a role in getting me this, because I did try for a few months and I wasn't getting anything.
Well, that's why we are here for you, and I'm glad that we landed this particular thing. I was hoping for the previous one as well. I'm still happy for this one.
So which previous one you're saying?
The last interview, we were hopeful when you got to the recruiter because the role was pretty understood.
Oh, the Valve, I think. I guess when we talked last
Yes,
time,
exactly.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. But in a way, I think that's better that it didn't work out, and this worked out better because this is higher pay, and the team, I really liked it. I was able to interview so many people. So this worked out even better. If I had both the offers, I would definitely go with Smile Doctors.
How did you find us?
It was through a friend, one of my sister's friend who used your services also. So that's how she recommended me to talk to Varun, and I talked to Varun. He got me on board.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just one last thing, I just wanted to cover that as well, because a lot of my clients that are working with me right now, people mostly break down during the process as well, when things are not going with their expectations, because there was this one person who was landing interviews after interviews, but none of them were converting. So I just wanted maybe your advice, because you are one of the more pessimist people that I have interacted with. So what would you maybe say to those people who are struggling to do that phase and not able to cope up with the emotions that they're going through?
I guess patience is the key. When I didn't progress in some of the interviews, I also was feeling down. I think keep practicing. The first interview when I didn't even clear the recruiter round, right? But the next interview, I knew exactly what to talk, how confident I was. So yeah, this is really the only Smile Doctor was the only thing where I cleared. I progressed to more rounds. I would be probably in the same on that client boat. After talking to hiring manager, sometimes they don't find me fitting for their organization, because I feel especially I don't know what that person's level they're looking for, but director and above, they always are very nitpicky, because they want a particular skill set in leadership. It's not something you might know technically, but if you're not savvy while communicating or while presenting your ideas. So how effectively can you communicate? I think that was the biggest take on explaining them about yourself. So you're basically marketing yourself, and communication goes a long way. So it's not only the skills, but how you communicate those skills. And I believe that your skill is as good as how much you can communicate. Initially, I was more nervous when I was doing interviews, and I could feel myself that I was nervous, and I improved. Within the last 2 months, I improved a lot, and that kind of helped me to be more. And practice your story. I would definitely tell them, create a story of yourself. Use chat AI to kind of help you create words, buzzwords, and then keep practicing those stories. And whenever you talk to someone, so as soon as you can practice the story, the more clear you become on the story, and you can present it better. So at least that person who is not having it's probably having communication issue with the hiring manager. So work on the communication, and even ask them for the feedback. I asked, so I was a lady. I asked for the feedback. Hey, what didn't work out? And she just said the role actually changed. What they were looking for. After talking to people, they kind of redid the role. They wanted more of a marketing person than a technical side of it, and that's what made me not progress. So definitely recommend people to reach out to the recruiters, to the hiring manager, and see what didn't work out in a very nice way that hey, this feedback will help them. And I think that when they keep doing it, not everyone might reply, but if I think most of them will reply that hey, this is what didn't work out. This is what we're looking for.
You mentioned the niche about the direct level market, and Ritik also conveyed that to me. Like with the earlier case was like a lot of roles were being found with the senior manager levels, and direct level roles were typically limited in the market. But still,
Right.
Something or the other worked out for you, and certain scope changes to maybe expand the job search and things like that. I'm glad about that as well.
I had one question, and you might not have an answer for that, but let's say before even joining, they take away the offer. This is the worst case scenario, right? Before 26, they said, hey, we have some change in the plans. Now we are not going to hire this position or whatever. At that time, what happens? Am I still your client because I really didn't get the job, even though I had the offer?
Yeah, you would be.
Yeah.
In the end, that role is not something that you got accepted for typically on paper at the last. So yeah, that would be the case.
Yeah. But even though maybe things happen and company go to a legal thing or they close down or something happened just before I joined.
Yeah, what would be held liable if you haven't joined the company yet, and before joining, they give you a formal communication that hey, sorry, we won't be able to take this forward, and basically revoking that offer. So that would be good.
Yeah, perfect. Great.
Okay. All the best for the future. It was great working with you, and
Same,
hoping to connect soon. So whenever you need our help, just anytime, our doors open.